Welcome to our Harmony Power broadcast. We have Jackie Monahan as our special guest today. And I got to tell you, this happened by chance, and I'm so excited that we have you on our show. I want to talk about the adversity that has happened in your life, things you have to overcome, and the great things that you're doing for the world. It's just so important that people hear it because you're truly a role model. So I'd like to start with adversity, things that you had to overcome for yourself to make you who you are.
Okay. So I grew up the only child of two alcoholics. So narcissist, rageaholics. And so I had to deal with that. And I didn't grow up. My extended family was in New Jersey, and my parents took me to Rhode Island. So I didn't even have an extended family. It was just myself and these two. And I forgive them now, thank goodness. But at the time, it was really hard. And they said that when you are an only child, it's not a family. It's like you're just living with a couple. So I was living with a very dysfunctional couple. And I knew at a very young age that I was not really safe. And I recently did a Broke or Broken. There's a storytelling show called Broke or Broken, and most people do it about relationships. And I did it about my parents, how at a very young age, I realized I wasn't safe, and that it broke my heart. So that was really tough. And then I myself became an alcoholic, and I've been sober now 5 years and 11 months, but who's counting? And yeah, so that has been really great, getting sober. And now I do work with people who are also getting sober, people who mostly were addicted to drugs. I wasn't addicted to drugs. I only did every drug I ever heard of, but I didn't get addicted to them. I just kind of, they were like party favors. But now, yeah, I'm really lucky I didn't get addicted to drugs, but I work with people that are coming off drugs, and I take them running and get them excited about running, and then with a group called Strides in Recovery. So I take them running, I build up their endurance, and then I take them to different races, a 5K, 10Ks, and one is doing a whole marathon now. One guy that I worked with, I'm really excited about that. He's going to do the full LA marathon. And so I do that, and I teach people comedy. I do stand up, and I write, and I act. And I believe that comedy, stand up humor is healing. It could be numbing or healing. And I like to take it to a very healing way. So
between the running, getting people out there to run and to find a different escape from that pain, and to give them a tool to work with, like a meditation and a breathing, things you do when you run, and then using comedy, using laughter to kind of release their emotions and let go of the pain that they endured. Am I correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because laughter is like, okay, so we have, I like to call the acronym DOSE: dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So when with laughter, we get the serotonin and oxytocin, and the endorphins come from running. So combining them like really helps you not reach for drugs, because drugs were a synthetic way to get to those things. But there's total, healthy, natural, free ways to get them.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I mentioned to you earlier, I went through a whole stint with my mom. We were very young, and for 3 years we struggled because she had her addiction, and it was the most painful experience to endure with her. And it was age 3 to age 6, right?
Wow.
But like I said, that to me, her and I are close now, but I tell her it was a gift. That trauma is my power, my ability to have empathy, my ability to understand and feel people, and to feel what they're going through, and to show them there's another way of thinking and being. So all our trauma is a gift if we choose to see it that way. Once we make
Right.
a choice, it's everything. Or we're
Right.
just a victim of it. We can just be a victim of it. Poor me. I went through that and keep regurgitating the pain. So the fact that you've opted out, and now you've opted out, but you're like, hey, I feel great. I want other people to feel what I feel in their way, and to learn that there's a whole different world out there that's so natural and so much greater than putting chemicals in my body, which is incredible. So between the running and the laughter, it's wonderful to hear that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I feel like from my trauma and your trauma, the healing, like we developed like character defects from it. Well, I did. And one of mine was being oversensitive.
Mhm.
And now it's my superpower. Now I'm oversensitive to when I'm not in alignment with my higher self. So before I was oversensitive to what other people said about me, or just like even people's energy.
Right.
But now I'm just oversensitive to when my energy is off. Like now I can, so yeah, having these character defects from trauma and learning them and being able to use them as, I can use them as superpowers. It's really a whole game changer. So I love what you just said about, having it be a gift, because it is, it really is. And when you see that it's a gift, that's when life becomes pretty magical.
Well, I tell you what, I think it's well said what you talked about oversensitivity. I have that as well, but that is a superpower, right? In a sense that I teach my children to connect to that. Now, whether they connect to it or not, I will break down and cry right in front of them. Whatever I want. I could be happy. I could be very sad. I could be angry. Whatever it is I need to cry about, I'm authentic with that, because that's how you really develop that inner power that people talk about. When you try to hold it in, you become stuck.
Mm.
And then when you're stuck, then you end up doing things that are very toxic for the body. It has nothing to do with being male, female. So, oh, men need to loosen up. But no, this is not a male or female thing. This is a human condition, and human
Right.
beings have to learn how to like get that out, like cry it out. I tell children when I teach, we cry it out. There's no timeline to when you need to stop crying it out.
Right. That's
That,
beautiful. It's so important to cry.
yeah, it's a beautiful emotion. So I don't like to, add a gender to it. Well, that's feminine, that's masculine. No, it's just crying.
It's
So
human nature. It's a release.
it's a release. Yeah.
It's a relief too. It's
100%.
relieving your body of tension.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you overcame that adversity, and you're helping others to do the same, which is really wonderful. And that's why it was important when we communicated that. When I heard that, I'm like, I said, you go far and beyond, because you're living it out. It's not like, oh, this is one thing I did. This is like you're still doing these things.
right.
It's how you
Yeah.
live your life. You live your life to give to others above
Yes.
and beyond the work, which leads me to the award I want to talk about. But first, Harmony Power is a foundation, and the mission is stand up to bullying and stand for human equality. And we learned that, through my travels, we overcome bullying and mass shootings, all these violence that we see in the world, is that we have to start to not only see the good in humanity, in particularly the children, but to acknowledge that goodness in a profound way. So we give out these Harmony Power Awards in the thousands, and one day it's going to be in the millions, because we established the first mandated anti-bullying program in the world in the whole city of Elizabeth, New Jersey. That being said, I also recognize adults on this broadcast. When I bring somebody on the broadcast, that adult, you in particular, are a mentor. You're leading by example for other people to see, whether they're adults or children. There needs to be a whole lot more people doing it, and there are. And that's why we have this Harmony Power broadcast. So this is an award I'm going to send to you.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Says Certificate of Award, Jackie Monahan hasn't been awarded this certificate for dedication, commitment, and outstanding efforts in promoting harmony in the world.
Oh, I am gonna cry. Thank you. I really appreciate that so much.
So when
Thank you.
So when you get it, you send it off you share with everybody.
I will.
When you're helping out.
I'll
'Cause
weaponize it.
Yeah, because they're going to be happy for you and you want to celebrate it. And I tell people, celebrate your achievements because this builds who you are as a human being and your human experience.
Absolutely.
So I want to thank you for being on the show. It was
Thank you. This
honor
has
to have
been
you.
wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.